I get this question all the time. How do you squeeze in a workout when your life is so crazy busy? Now, let me tell you, it hasn't always been easy. So, let me give you some simple life hacks that you can use to reach your fitness goals. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here. Welcome to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing you rapid results in mindset and fitness so that you can recharge your battery and reclaim your power. And before we get to all this great stuff on these simple life hacks, make sure you get over on my calendar over at talktoperry.com. My calendar, it's wide open for podcast viewers like you, and it's all about keeping your energy high and so that you can reach your goals. And I want to help you recharge your battery so that you can reclaim your power. We do that in 15 minutes. That's over at talktoperry.com. So let me ask you, what are your fitness goals? I hope they're a little bit more defined than, I want to get in shape, lose some weight. I mean, for me, I really wanted to lose 40 pounds. Why 40? Well, I knew how I felt when it was 40 pounds, but I also knew that my unhealthy habits was heading me in the direction that I saw so many family members, even friends, struggle with. And when I think of the family members, I'm like, oh my gosh, I vowed to never be in that position, and there I was. Those behaviors were leading me down the path where I saw the roadmap in front of me. Health was diminishing, diseases were a little bit more prevalent, and I'm like, this is totally within my control to change it. So when I made the decision, and of course, you just don't get in shape overnight, and reaching my goal, I had a 40-pound goal. It took longer than I thought it would, but it actually happened faster than I thought it would. I don't know. Maybe it seemed like it took forever because I really was so out of shape and just didn't want to work out. But I think it maybe was about 3-4 months. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But my goal wasn't necessarily to lose that 40 pounds, in a certain amount of time. It was just to keep going until I succeeded. And I know a lot of times for people, it's we look for validation on the scale or validation in our clothing size. And sometimes we get a little cocky and we fall back into old habits, or we get a little bit frustrated and say, give up. And that was how I changed my mindset this time. I'm like, I'm going to keep going until, because when you're committed to reaching your goal, it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. So after years of staying on course, being committed, I've come up with a pretty great routine that now almost seems second nature to me. A lot of times people are like, Perry, you just seem so obsessed about exercise and everything. It's like, well, it's become second nature to me. It's who I, part of my routine is it's who I am now. And that came with practice and with mindset. I'll tell you this. If you have a strong burning desire, it's got to be a strong burning desire. It can't be one of these, no, that would be really cool someday, maybe. It can't be that. It can't be just like in this little moment of frustration and then, I'm going to do that one starting Monday. And you keep putting it off. No, that's where I drew the line in the sand. I said, I have a burning desire. And the second part there is you must be willing to do whatever it takes to get there and keep going until you get there. And once you get there, then you've got all sorts of other opportunities, but what are you going to do to maintain that? So I remember the day when I realized that I just needed to have the mindset part of it and take responsibility for what it was, but to really, really know that when I take responsibility, I have total control on the actions that I can take, because I'm visualizing myself, what putting myself in that imagination of who is that person when that ideal fit person that's lost the 40 pounds, that's having abundant energy, feeling confident and healthy and happy. How does that person think? What sort of things does that person do? And the catch here, well, it wasn't a catch. The part that really solidified it was I started doing those things now as opposed to, oh, I got to wait until I get in shape. No, if I start doing those healthy things now, that brings that newer version of me so much closer to me and so much faster. Maybe that's why it only happened in 3-4 months. So I realized as I was going, the goal wasn't just to lose the 40 pounds. It was to create lifelong sustainable healthy habits. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to lose the 40 pounds so I can go back to some old ways and be able to have some of this and some of this. I was always figuring out sustainability, longevity. And while it was weight loss, there was so much more that came along from that journey. And so I get to share it with you. So that takes the pressure off. It simplifies things. It becomes a regular normal. So I decided to commit to a daily routine, commit to my health, even when life got crazy busy and stressful and obstacles come along the way. A lot of people think that I just don't have those. No, I just figure ways around that. It's like, okay, there's an obstacle. Okay, there's stressful times coming. Oh, life got crazy busy. But I've got to put yourself first plan in place. So I keep things simple, and I want to make it doable and consistent, lifelong, right? If it's complicated and it leads to overthinking, that wasn't going to work for me. So that's why I embraced the home workouts. For me, it took the guesswork out of what I needed to do. I didn't have to overthink anything. And it took the excuse option out when it was like, oh, I want to drive across town, but it's such a long drive. Traffic is bad, and the gym's probably busy right now. And all those little things. No, I created a space and went and got it done. It was my living room. Slide away the coffee table. Actually, it was my bedroom when I was starting there, and I created a space there. So I know getting started and creating the habit, that's the hardest of all. And so I want to share a few hacks with you. They might be game changers for you. Maybe you do some of these already. I don't know. But if you can't be motivated, at least be disciplined and be consistent. That's going to certainly pay off. I'm going to tell you what, motivation lightning does not come down and strike every day. So when it's like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, it's just, we're going to do it anyway. Okay, first one. And some of these you might balk at a little bit. Put your pride away. If those goals are serious enough for you, these may help you. But you figure it out along the way. One key, wake up 30 to 40 minutes earlier. I can hear already. I need my sleep. I need all this stuff. Sleep is important. I get that. But if you have a crazy busy day and that's the one time that you have the most control, that empowers your day. It gets you started. And it leaves you in a place where you're not in a crazy busy scramble because you get to control that time and get up and get into action as opposed to hitting the snooze button. So create a new morning routine. Now, for me, I did mine after work for a long time, but I figured out what that sliver of time was. It was usually a time when I had an hour commute. I got back home and I just wanted to chill out for a bit. I just removed the chill out time and put in exercise. Eventually, I found that morning gave me more control, and that's when I started getting up earlier. And I battled that mental battle of I'm not a morning person, right? But it helps you carry you through your day with more energy. Give it a try. Do it for 30 days. See how it goes. Another life hack, cut out one TV, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus show. I know you're saying, well, then what will I do? Go to bed earlier so you can get up earlier. So that gives you time to go to bed earlier, at least unwind and ease into your day. Create an empowering bedtime ritual, mindset stuff. Maybe you're listening to an uplifting podcast or an audiobook or something to inspire you. And the other life hack I have here is to plan your day with intention. Because when you create a plan the night before and you're setting your intentions for the next day ahead, you get that to-do list out of your head. You get it onto paper, and it helps you sleep better. And when you have a schedule, you get the most out of your time. Otherwise, you let the day control you. And the thing with your schedule, you make time for you. Make sure you get yourself in your schedule. If you are the first thing on that schedule because you're getting up earlier, boom. But if you have to schedule it into another time of day, so be it. Maybe it's lunchtime. Maybe it's right after work like I did. Thing is to not wing it. Not to say, well, I'll see, when can I squeeze this in? Now, I do love that obsessed mindset because I've done that before where is life went sideways and it didn't go as planned. It was like, okay, but I'm going to figure out where to get my workout in anyway. I always have a 10-minute no matter what plan. So if I get sidetracked, and you can mess with me if you want that plan, but things don't always go as planned, but it's taking control of your schedule and giving yourself an empowerment routine. I call it an empowerment routine because I blend in mindset routine with along with adding in the exercise stuff. But it helps you totally take charge and set the tone for the day and keep it simple. It's really easy to start overthinking this stuff, but just like, you know what, I'm going to do gratitude. I'm going to do a little moment of silence with some meditation here and visualization, and I'm going to get in, maybe journal a little bit, read a little 5 pages out of an awesome book, and I'm going to go hit the gym. And now I fueled up my day. I took control, and I was in action as opposed to reaction, right? So just do it. And creating a habit can be challenging at first because we want to slip back into old ways and comfortable patterns. But when those patterns have made us uncomfortable, we got to be vigilant and do something about it. Some people, they get into a routine and then they get complacent. They get lazy. They let the sneaky habits go back in again. Then they start to feel guilty about it. So that's why I say you got to be vigilant. And, keep in mind, just to keep moving forward with consistency. You'll get there. But you've got to have that burning desire, because what takes effort in the beginning soon becomes effortless. Just know you can use your power to take control, or you can let the excuses and justifications control you and drain that power of yours. So why not give yourself every advantage to charge yourself up and make the most of life? Decide and commit to your goals and choose to figure out new ways. Look at possibilities, learn, grow, keep moving forward. You'll continue to grow each and every day, and you'll reach those goals. You've got this, my friend. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to UpsideDownFit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.